like slaves anymore because we're not slaves. If you cannot control what you eat, then you cannot control what you feel. Eat your largest meals in the middle of the day, not the end of the day.
What part the homeostasis plays, you're on your way to healing yourself. The homeostasis is the internal environment where your body is at its ultimate functionality for healing. Just keep in mind that everything that is happening to you is happening for you.
Hello, and happy Saturday to everyone. I am Carolyn Gentle, and you are in the Mind of Nature, hosted by Dr. Zarif, the nutritionist. And today we are going to be talking about changing last year's unhealthy habits. So thank you all so much for joining us here today. This is a pre-recorded stream. We will be in the comments for anyone that's making comments or dropping any questions or anything like that. But we are streaming on YouTube and we are streaming on Facebook. So again, please go ahead, share the live, go ahead and give some thumbs up, drop comments, drop questions if you need to. We will be there to answer. Dr. Zarif, go ahead and join me here on stage so we can get this education going on. There you go.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. We want to definitely take time to, if you're working, of course, you probably may have already celebrated, to get a full check, to get that day off. That's all beautiful. But we want to definitely make sure that we take a little time out to acknowledge the great ones. And Dr. Martin Luther King, here's love and peace and happiness to you and your family. And we really appreciate all the things that Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. has done, the trailblazer.
Oh, yeah.
So thank you so much. So what's going on with you, Kara? How you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm doing wonderful. I'm really excited about, how the show is going. Just the feedback that we're getting from people. And then also, starting the exercising classes at Mount Tabor. I think it was great last week. It's going to be great again this week. And that's the reason why we are doing a pre-recording, because that's where we're headed to again to get our workout on. And that was really great. So, and
we always want to give a special hello or a special shout out to Michelle Franklin, Mrs. Michelle Franklin. This sister, without her, none of this stuff would be happening. She's really gone beyond the call of duty. Even with her busy schedule, she would talk to me. What do you need? We got this going. This is what's happening. We'll get that taken care of. Incredible human, just beautiful. And I just, for those of you that know her, you closer to her, you know exactly what I'm talking about. What an extremely beautiful, beautiful woman, my dear sister. And I'm so happy every time I get a chance to be around her, because her energy is incredible. Yeah. So thank you, Kara, for giving me that time to say thank you and happy birthday. We are talking about the great ones. So yeah, Kara, we're talking about we're going to talk about something that's very important today, and that is we're going to talk about some of the changes that we want to, things that we want to change that we are doing last year, and we don't want to repeat that stuff, especially if it was unhealthy. So we're going to talk about that. We want to say hello to those of you that are here on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube, and let's get some more. We need some more. We want to pick up. Let's go for 100, 200 more memberships over here to get this before this month is out. Okay, so please share, spread the good news, and just look forward to us sharing more. Thank you, Kara, for being here all the way. And we've been kicking butt now. We're no rookies anymore. We're
Right.
still learning stuff, but we're not rookies anymore, and that's
Absolutely. Learning every day. I love it.
yeah, exactly. So let's go ahead. I want to say a special hello to Mr. Allison Gento. That's I always look forward to talking with you as we're live here. But of course, this is a recording, so we won't have that benefit today. But I do always want to say hello and the wonderful Gentle family, along with all the brothers and sisters that make this happen. Thank you for stopping in. Thank you for sharing, and thank you all of those that are all over the map. And we have, from Big Mama to Michael Carlisle. We got Chef Dom. We got, Dr. Thompson. We got a lot, and we also have our brother that propagates the wonderful news of being a vegan, and that is help me out with the
Watch the help. Watch what the
yeah,
help.
because so many names out. you know, but I love this guy, man. He's really awesome because he's there. So let's go ahead and get started, okay? Um, what we'll do here. Oops, let me see here. I want to bring this up so everybody can see it. One of the things I want to talk about right away are some of the things that you can do, and as we're talking about some of the things that you can do, you can make you a new list. And in this new list, these are just some of the things that make sense because we're all working for progress. We want to get better, right? So let's start off with upgrading your morning coffee blend. So one of the things that people love the coffee for is the mixture of the coffee, the cream, and the sugar, and they overdo it. Sugary creamers contribute to blood sugar spikes, empty calories, and increase sugar cravings. So when you eat sugar, sugar actually makes you crave more of it. It's kind of like depression. Depression, when you're depressed, depression only wants more depression. So it's really something that I want you to keep in mind here. Opting from the unsweetened coffee alternatives, such as a coffee mixed with canned coconut milk or homemade unsweetened creamer, is a great way to enjoy all the creaminess without the sugar crash. You can even add superfoods like cinnamon and unsweetened cocoa for the added nutrient dense flavor boost. Now, excessive social media use is linked to stress and anxiety, while the practices like meditation and learning improve your mental clarity and your focus. So it's very important that even when you're making this sugary change with the creamers and all that, that you do other things, substitute those things with something healthy. If you have a stationary bike, blow the dust off that bad boy and get on it. If you got that treadmill in the back somewhere or in your room, take those clothes off of it and put them in the closet and turn that bad boy on and start using it. How about some of the weights that you have decorated? And some of them are pretty in different colors, but if you're not using them, you're not going to get any type of benefit from having them. Let's go next to use your screen time wisely or mindfully. The excessive social media use is linked to the stress and anxiety, as we said earlier, while the practices like meditation and learning improve your mental clarity and focus. When you're tempted to reach your phone, consider pressing play on a meditation. That's like a lot of times we're listening to music through the house, and we might get distracted. And goodness, if that TV is on, you're definitely going to get distracted because it's designed that way. It's not, TV is not designed for you to look at it and then say, turn that thing off. It's designed for you to not have the courage, not have the ability to turn it off. And that's why people get really addicted to it. We talked about blue lights that come from the television, the monitors of our computers, and also these cell phones. And that light over excites the mind. I shouldn't say even over, because just exciting the brain takes it a little bit out of balance if it's too long. So keep those things in mind. That's very important. When you are tempted to reach your phone, consider pressing play on a meditation. Or there's also neural music. So the neural vibration will help you to relax while you're doing things in the house. I remember I turned on some very calming music, and I was painting at my practice, and I went through the whole interior, just in a couple of hours, because I was attuned to the right music at that time. Tuning into wellness podcasts in the place of doom dwelling scrolling. The doom dwelling scrolling are when you start hearing the different types of arguing, the gossip, things that may be detrimental to other people. All of those things, guess what? They get the highest ratings. They get when somebody said, "Oh, there's a fight on so and so," you can just click that on. Many people run to that. It's just like people that run to a fire. With the house is on fire, everybody runs to that to see the house burn down. You got a few of them that'll pick some water up and bring some pails and go in to try to help people, to go there to make it better, to rescue people. But you have many people that just stand to the side. There's more people looking than there are people helping. And that's the way that it is also when we're talking about the things that distract us and the things that keep us from being healthy. Next, we're going to talk about the snack with the nutrition, with nutrition in mind. And I'll go to care right now. Snacking, we've all been I know I have, it's a good feeling when you have a snack and you kick back and is that good? I mean, what's the deal on that? Should we have healthy snacks or a snack?
I mean, there are such things as snacks that are healthier than others. I don't think there should be an issue with having a great snack and just relaxing. I like snacks, like I like popcorn. So I mean, is that considered a healthy snack? You're not getting probably any nutrients from it, but I do enjoy eating popcorn, like when I'm watching a movie or something like that. So I don't see a problem with it.
If you're comparing popcorn with chips, yes, popcorn is healthier than chips. That's go. Just how that goes. It depends on what you're comparing it with.
Yes.
But sure. For the most part, I remember my brother, one of my little brothers, Troy. I love him to the moon. I was looking through, we were getting ready to go and look at some football. I chose some chips. This is a long time ago. And I chose some chips. And I was like, he said, "What are those?" And then I said, "These are some unsalted chips." And then he smacked them out my hand and said, "Man, if you're going to eat a chip, eat a chip."
Right.
And now I see what you mean. Yeah, it makes sense. So thanks. That's to my little brother Short. He cracks me up, man. And but he's absolutely right. Mm-hmm. So other things and you're absolutely right. Also, Carrie, if you're going to enjoy it, sometimes it might not be celery. It might not be carrot sticks. It might not be a dip and you dip in some broccoli in the dip. It might not be that, but just make sure that you as far as the size or the amount that you're eating, that
Yeah.
you are aware of that, because that can definitely tilt it over to the unhealthy side.
Right. Pour it out in a small container. Don't bring the whole thing with you in front of the TV. Or it
Yes,
is gonna all, it all be gone. You
yes.
won't even notice it.
And that goes for those of you that are buying party packs and just telling yourself, I'm just going to eat a little bit. A party pack, enough for 4 people, and
Mm,
then you eat all of those things in one sitting. That right there is something that we definitely want to scratch off the list for this year. In
yeah,
2025, we don't want to get rid of that. So the
absolutely.
empty calories, the snacks, not only lack in nutrition value, but they also contribute to increased sugar cravings, calorie intake, and health risk. Whole foods, on the other hand, are rich in nutrients that help to promote satiety, and that's the taste for something, or the appetite for it, the boost the energy and balance blood sugar, keeping you full longer than those other foods. Like, for instance, if you're eating snacks that don't have any, the empty calories and they're just sugar, it's very easy for them to increase your cravings, whereas the healthier food will actually minimize your cravings. So here are some of the healthy snacks, and this is pretty much for people that let the food meet you where you are. So we start off with Greek yogurt with fresh berries. Now, if you don't eat dairy, then of course you bypass this one. You just wait for something that does work. But in this world, 7 billion people, you better believe everybody's not attempting to eat like me or other people that eat like me. And that's the people that are vegan, the people, I don't eat any meat, or I don't fry anything, and all those are all different disciplines. And the better you'll do, well, let's say it this way, the more results that we get, or the benefits that we get from reducing our risk of disease and illness, the better off we are, because this then doesn't abbreviate life. So after the Greek yogurt with the berries, we have roasted chickpeas. Now, roasted chickpeas, you can buy those in the market now. They fry them, and then they put salt on them, and they kind of eat them like peanuts. I don't suggest them, but again, these foods meet you where you are. We want to also say, though, very clearly, that just because I mentioned them does not mean that they're good for you. They might be good where you are right now. Okay, I just want to make that clear. The other thing, the turkey roll-ups is stuffed with mashed avocado and chia seed pudding topped with berries and a drizzle of nut butter. So these are some of the snacks that people do eat instead of just having a cigarette, some potato chips, and a Coke. We go on to the next one. Eat for your physical hunger, not your emotional hunger. What does that sound like to you, Care?
Um, Eating for physical hunger, not emotional hunger. Oh, eating healthy. Instead of yeah, pretty much eating for your physical hunger, meaning just eating healthier, like you just said before, chips, popcorn over chips kind of thing.
Yeah.
Emotional may be that you'll just want to eat anything just because you don't feel well, or you're sad or something like that. You'll just grab every and anything. So that's what I get from that.
Oh, very good. That's on the nose. But the thing too is just that, remember, depression just wants depression. Sadness just wants more sadness. And that means that we attract more of that stuff. So it is good to learn mindfulness, and it's good to not eat emotionally. By adopting a mindful and the intuitive approach to eating, you can better distinguish between physical and emotional hunger, helping you to make more nourishing choices. To implement this, pay attention to how you feel before you even start eating. Some people, when you start eating and you're in a grumpy attitude, in some way, right away, you know that couldn't that be some kind of disturbance when it comes to breaking down your food or digesting your food? Wouldn't that impede in some kind of way, extrapolating the nutrients out of food? So, we definitely need to come back and talk to that on another day, so that we can see how the connection of emotionalism can affect the use of food. To implement this, pay attention to how you feel before you're eating, and if you notice that you're upset or you're stressed, which often leads to the consumption of many empty calories, like we're talking about chips and candy bars and this kind of drop, that kind of drop. Even if it says some kind, it might say ginseng on the front of it, but read that the number one ingredient is probably sugar. So be sure, read. Let's go to the next one here. Sit less and move more. So sit less and move more means that even if you are sitting down to a project and it's taking 4 hours to do, out of that 4 hours you should have stood up at least 4 times.
Right.
But people that get to sit down and they don't get up, they don't walk, they don't do anything. The people that have these positions that maybe when they're taking a break, they'll lay down on the bench and go to sleep, or those kinds of things. Get something that'll bring more life into your life. And sometimes, you probably got a reason why you do what you do, and that when I get my new job, I'm not going to do this or that. Start where you are and be the best of all that you can be where you are, and be thankful that you're where you are. It doesn't mean to stop wanting to do better. It just means that have a better attitude about what you have, because usually when you don't, you waste it. Also, keep in mind to implement this new healthy habit and squeeze about 5 to 10 minutes of movement every few hours, and especially during the periods of prolonged sitting. Now, I love to study. I love to research. So there's many times that I have to put on Alexa or Siri or somebody, one of those artificial what is that? The AI. Making sure that I have the AI give me the bot talk to me and let me know, all right, it's too much time sitting down straight. You got to get up. Let those things help you. Your phone, your desk bot, your Siri on the screen, and then you will find out that you can get more done, and you got helpers to remind you. Okay,
Right. You use them as assistants, pretty much.
that's right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Get your
Set
CEO on.
alarms, reminders,
Mhm.
alarms, reminders, things like that.
Yes, and those are. Let me see. Siri, speak to the people.
To who?
Thank you, Siri. See, so that's the thing. You want to make sure that you use this when you want to have a reminder, not only just to get you out of bed, but get a reminder to get you into the bed. Don't overdo it staying up. When I do it, I don't know if you're like me, but when I'm looking at TV too long, you know what it makes me feel like doing? Looking at more TV.
Mm.
I wanted to see what happened at the end of the story. I wanted to see if the person got away. Those you want to see the outcome. So yeah, we don't want to do that for 2025 either. Next is go to trade take out for homemade. That's a huge difference. Let's name a couple of reasons. Go ahead. You take number one.
not knowing what's in the food.
Oh my God. That is so perfect. Number two, the price is cost much more to eat out or to eat takeouts than it does for you to prepare it yourself.
Right.
Number three, let's take it to 10.
um, I mean, geez, what I just said was not knowing what's included in the food. That comes like with how much salt is in there, how much
Yes.
oil is in there. So it all kind of sums it all up with that one for
And
me.
how much sugar is in there. And I
Right.
think that, since you started off so great with that one, because that definitely was, and everybody else, you can figure out for yourself those other things that the trade-off would be. So trade the take out for the homemade. The other thing is that you're going to get more richer food. You're going to get more food with more nutrients in it. It's not going to be smothered with SOS, the salt, the oil, and the sugar. It's
Right.
really important to do that. Cooking at home also gives you control over the ingredients, the portion sizes, the cooking methods, leading to healthier meals that's less with less added sugar, salt, and unhealthy fats. Now, in fact, the research shows that the people who prepare their own meals, they tend to eat more vegetables and they tend to eat more whole foods, which supports better digestion, improve energy levels, and long-term health. Now, to turn your bad habit into a good one, dedicate one day to a meal prep and or start with one new homemade recipe per week. That's how you get it started. Have one of those days a week that's going to be your trade-off day. No eating from the restaurant, no street food. You're going to make your own food, okay? So that's super important. All right, we got another one. Say goodbye to the blue light. I said this earlier, the blue light. These are the looms that come from, or the brightness that comes from our screen, our monitors, our phones. And when you're looking into that, it excites the brain. And this is a very important. Reducing the blue light exposure in the evening supports your body's natural production of melanin, the hormone responsible for regulating sleep. Now, this leads to better sleep quality, faster sleep onset, and improve overall restfulness. Aim to power down your devices at least 1 to 2 hours before going to bed. And instead, what we want you to do is sleep supporting ritual like reading, such as your affirmations, such as poetry, such as love notes, meditation, or just sitting in the tub with some Epsom water, some Epsom sea salt. The Epsom salt is actually magnesium sulfate. So that magnesium sulfate isn't going to be as good as the dead sea salts, but it's a beginning. It's Epsom salt is also a cathartic. It's usually used for evacuating waste. So keep that in mind, because that can come in very handy. As we move along here, we have carry out when it comes to water. We talk about that so much. There are some things that we can talk about of water. Number one would be thirst. You don't want to be thirsty. Number two is that you have water because you want to hydrate. You want to keep your skin nice and supple. You want to make sure that you also it reduces the chances of headaches and stomach aches and not getting enough rest. It's the balance of your body. Very, very important to keep that in mind. So carry your water bottle with you. These little bottles are just fine. Even they've changed the plastic so that the plastic can be not threatening to your health anymore. So that's all important. Staying hydrated supports nearly every function in the body. from boosting your energy levels and aiding digestion to promoting healthy skin, cognitive function, and weight loss. By having your water on hand, that you're likely to sip regularly and reducing the chances of dehydration. And over time, this simple habit will simply improve your focus, prevent fatigue, and even help curb the unnecessary snacking, as thirst is often mistaken for hunger. So some people, when they get hungry, they get thirsty, they want to eat, because they feel that it's also a part of them not eating frequent enough. Kara, we're going to go ahead and reset at this point and take it away. We'll be right back.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Zarif. And thank you to everyone here in the Mind of Nature. This is a pre-recorded stream. We are streaming on Facebook and we are streaming on YouTube. So thank you all so much for joining us. Today's topic is changing last year's unhealthy habits. If you haven't already, please go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube channel. The YouTube channel is Dr. Farid Zarif. Thank you all again so much. Go ahead and share the live, thumbs up, comments, do all those things that you were always asking for, because it really does help with us having more people come over and being able to be a part of the conversation and the live, and know that we exist, because it's important out there. So thank you so much for just being a part of what I call a community of Zarifians, and just really appreciate that. So Dr. Zarif, you can go ahead and join me here on stage again.
Great. Well, some of the other things that I want to mention, Kara, too, is there are people that are balanced by other people. Make sure that you take time with those people, because they can make a really big difference, especially little children. Children are happy and loving, and they sing, and they just really light up a room. So really have the children. I was just talking to another sister of mine, Donna. We call her D-Mo, Donna Moulton. She's just really wonderful. She sent me a photo of her grandchildren now, and I remember when her children were children. This is really a beautiful time. Embrace your age. That's another thing that I want to say. If you haven't been embracing your age, embrace your age. Because guess what? You can't do anything about it. You might, like maybe dress younger. You can act younger. You may drive something that maybe somebody younger may drive. But I tell you, by the time you finish looking at Monaco, there the different strips that they have on Monaco is really incredible, the way that those people live in there. You're talking about wealth, goodness. But anyway, listen, back to the water is super important, because we really and truly want you to get the understanding of the use of water and the importance of water. Making your breakfast your priority. Prioritizing a healthy breakfast kickstarts your metabolism. So what does that mean? And I want you to put it, if you know what that means, what I want you to do is I want you to put it in the comments, because that is important. What does it mean? Is breakfast your most important meal? Now, if you've been following me and you've been taking notes, you know the answer to this. Is breakfast is it important, period? So you see, I'm saying make breakfast a priority. And that simply means that you got to have it, okay? And this is a good way to keep your body balanced. When you miss breakfast, you also miss all those hours that you should have eaten something. So what happens, especially people that are overweight, you wait too late, and then you eat all of that food, you overeat, and then now the challenge continues of losing weight. All right, we go down to the next number would be to refresh your grocery list. Now, I know this all too well, because I'm usually assigned to do the shopping. And when I have to do the shopping, which is enjoyable, I love to shop and pick out the food. Making a list, first of all, let me say, it's more important. It is, you ain't been a chump just because you're not using the list. If you think that makes you cooler not using the list, all you have to do is like compare your receipt with compare your receipt with no list and with the list, and you'll see which one you're spending the most money from. Now,
And
some
you definitely forgot something if you didn't have that list. Something
yeah,
that
exactly. It's so easy because you go in there. A supermarket is pretty much set up just like when you go online. When you go online, you just don't see one thing. You see everything coming. You might be researching. Maybe you want to buy a tracksuit, and by the time you finish, you are in. You're looking at sailboats or something, or you might be checking out other investments that you're interested in, or whatever it is, but it's distracting to you. Okay, shopping for fresh whole foods reduces the reliance on processed items like that are high in salt, sugar, and unhealthy fats. Again, that SOS, that's super important. Salt, or you can also say sodium, and sugar, and you can also say sweets, and oil, and you can also say fats. So that's what all of that is. That's all that is. The foods that are if you have fresh foods available, you more likely are going to reach for those healthy foods. Surround yourself with many healthy foods. And this makes it easy. When you look around and all those colors there, you got the bananas, you got dragon fruit, you got your other tropical fruit, you have coconut there, and you have grapes, and you have cherries, and you're most likely going to eat that. Now, some people just decorate their dinette, set with that, and they put it up there. It's like, that looks good. And then they follow that up with something that they fried, or some sweet breads, and decorate some kind of sweets. And then it takes the attention off of the fruit. But keep in mind that you want to eat foods that are healthy for you.
I remember my mom used to have like the fake bananas, like in the bowl, and the fake carrot, or not carrot,
Right.
but apple, and fruits like in
Right.
a bowl.
My mentor, Payamba and Wally Moo, which was on was it last week or week before last?
2 weeks ago. Uh-huh.
Yes. When he was on, I remember when I was a child, I used to visit him and his family on Abington in Detroit, Michigan. And I loved to go there because they had a brick home. I lived in a wooden shack. And it was the first time that I experienced going into a home that left the fruit in the fruit bowl.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I was like, how can you do that? Won't the roaches get them? He said, oh, there's no roaches in here, man. We ain't got no roaches. So that was the first time that I saw it. Now, some people, I know they probably said that's no, man, no, they might want to argue with me with that, but they'll be wasting their time because I have a whole lot of brothers and sisters that came up like that. And then I didn't really know that was even real at that point, because I was like 11 or something like that. And I remember seeing the real fruit. I remember the ones you're talking about too, Kara, the ones that you buy from the 5 and 10 and, Kresge, SS Kresge's downtown, and they look real. But I wanted to leave the fruit out. I did that at my house. I had a mixing bowl and I put the fruit in it, and they, roaches didn't attack it or anything like that. But I know that they crawled over everything, and I was like, ugh, So anyway, enough of my stories. Let's move on. We just talked about make your commute healthier. So when you're driving, now this is just not just being healthy or driving, but safety comes first, everybody. Make sure that you have things that are open already, or you have a system where you can unzip something and you can keep your, remember you're going 80 miles or more per hour. And or if you're not, somebody else is. So you don't want to be leaning over like this and you're not paying attention and you're looking over at the mirror and you can't see. It takes a split second for you to have a most terrible accident. So please do not do that. Okay. So incorporating more movement into your commute helps you to increase daily physical activity. Now, to improve your cardiovascular health and to reduce the sedentary time. And remember small efforts like parking further away from the entrance and taking the stairs or walking to the local coffee shop. All of those things add up. And if you're struggling to add more steps to your daily routine, there are some that you can do these are some things that you can do to improve your use of energy. You can improve your cardiovascular health. You can reduce the risk of heart disease and stroke, reduce blood pressure and low density lipoprotein cholesterol. That's important. Now, we don't talk about that much, or we haven't of late, but the LDL is very easy, even if you're eating healthy oils. If you overdo it, you can cause a setback in your health. So if there's a doctor now that talks about eating olive oil and how the great benefits of olive oil. But what I would say with that, because everybody's doing their thing and that's a strategy, that's his strategy. But I would say before you do that, check with your primary care physician and make sure that you don't have high blood pressure. Make sure that you don't have, high cholesterol. And then you can proceed after that. But just don't jump on that stuff just because you hear it. All right, let's move to the next thing here. Here are some of the things that you can do to improve your health. Write these down or keep coming back to this so that you'll remember it. Number one, set a daily step goal. Now, daily step goal here, start by setting a realistic goal that works for you and your lifestyle. Only set up what works for you, not hers, not his, but your lifestyle. Whether it's 100 extra steps or 10,000 steps per day, which is, by the way, when you every 2,000 steps equals 1 mile. Okay, so you have 10,000 steps equals 5 miles a day. You can take these simply by putting on a pedometer and reading it. And they have some incredible pedometers today, starting with your Apple Watch and those that are similar to it. Number two, take the steps. You can always take the steps instead of the elevator. Just a few steps up. Some people don't do that. And if they did, they will get a benefit of lowering the heart rate, in improving your breathing, your respiratory system, also building the strength in your legs. Number three, park farther away from me. Yes, and I did say farther. I know some people, no, further. No. Anyway, when you go to work, the grocery store or the coffee shop, or really any destination, you want to park your car farther away. Now, I say this, park your car farther away, especially if you have somebody walking with you, okay? Because if you're by yourself and you're walking farther away from a person giving or people giving you attention, you may be walking into a trap or walking where someone cannot hear or help you. So keep that in mind. Very important. I don't want to harp on it because I don't want to scare anybody. But ladies or single people, when you're by yourself, keep your antenna up for those people that may want to take what you have, or they may even want to include life in that. So You can't be responsible for all the misfits that are out in the public today, but they're ample. There's so many of them that you have to definitely pay attention. I know people going to say, "Oh, he called people crazy." When people are sick and they need help mentally, then we should talk about it more so people will be more aware of it. And if you know people that need help, let's start working on getting them help and who can help them. That's all I'm saying. Just don't leave them out there to be punished or ostracized. Okay, next is walking during work or school breaks. So some people have 1 hour break to eat, 1 hour break to do things. So in that hour, make sure that you're doing something. Walk. Plan on walking, not the car. Plan on walking. And again, safety is first. Make sure you don't have to be just a voluptuous woman. Today, there are things that are happening in the public that are attacking both genders. And unfortunately, females are first on that list. They're atop that list. However, making sisters more aware of having somebody with them, that's important, especially somebody can help you protect yourself. Okay.
Right.
Let's go on to walk, other things, walk or bike to work, take walking meetings. So a walking meeting is when someone wants to talk to you on the phone, and instead of you getting comfortable sitting on the couch or back in your desk chair, get up and walk. If you can walk and you at a place, of course, where you can hear the person that you're talking to, that is more benefits that you get than just sitting down. Okay. Okay, good. That's good enough. Let's go right into the pace while talking on the phone. Pacing is when you get up, you see go to one wall to the next wall. Like if you're in a warehouse or something like that, I wouldn't, a little bedroom or something won't do that much, but it's important. But let me also say that anything beats a zero. If you get up and you do that walk, that's better than doing nothing at all.
Right. And that could be a good time also to utilize that treadmill or that exercise bike. That would be a good time to do that if you're on the phone.
Exactly. And that's really great. There's a well-known, he's a physician, but he's also turned nutritionist, and he walks on the treadmill while he's talking. And he's the physician that has the nutritionfacts.org.
Right. I remember him.
Really, I really like his work and his contribution to people. Also set walking reminders. We talked about reminders, like our assistants here, our AI. This artificial intelligence is really becoming more and more popular. So use it to your advantage. Walk your dog. Yeah. I wonder why people don't walk cats, do they? I haven't ever seen it. If anybody ever walked a cat.
I don't think so.
Okay. I haven't seen it unless it's a huge cat and somebody in Dubai somewhere. But I think that's against the law now or something. So the next thing is to do a walking meditation. Now, this is when you're maybe out on the grass at Griffith Park, for instance, or you're somewhere where you have eyes for you, people looking out for you while you're sitting and meditating or while you're walking and meditating. So here, walking and meditating looks like this. Not your eyes closed. I don't ever suggest that, but you want to breathe and you just want to repeat your affirmations, or you want to repeat a prayer, or you want to repeat some very, very kind vibes that you're sending out to others. These are some of the ways that you can walk while you're meditating. take the long route is super important too. Instead of taking that shortcut home where the dirt, the path you can see through the grass, you want to take the long way, stay on the cement. Um, Walk after meals. Now, this is really, really great, especially if you have the acreage to do it. But even at home, it's good to have some kind of activity after that. Some people have game rooms and they go to the game room and they play. Um, Things of that nature. I do other things is like intellectual, other tests and exams that I take mentally. And sometimes I get up and I'm moving. Any moving is important. Walk after your meals is something that you definitely need to add to your new list. Okay, so I'm going to do one more here. Join a walking group is another thing that you can do. There are groups that do nothing but walk. That's what they do. And then probably in your neighborhood, look out for that. You all can get together and walk. Some people get up early and some in the evening, some both. Engage in active hobbies. Let me say that when you engage in active hobbies, this is something that you should enter with the intention of not becoming addicted to those habits, because you're walking and you're moving to rectify or to resolve the opposite, and that's like just being lethargic or not moving. And then you pick up a habit like active hobbies, like something that playing games and all of that, and not getting anywhere. There's always exceptions. There's people that are really, really good at playing those games, and they're doing it also to get paid in the future picture. They want to, get a position there. So that's it, everybody. Keep in mind all of these things. The other things, I'm gonna give you 5 really fast. Turn procrastination into productivity. Eat without distractions. Habits to combat your distracted eating. That means that habits that keep you away from, if you're eating and then you're getting into, okay, I'll be right there. Like you have to draw the line. Just like I'm eating right now, I get with you in a couple of minutes. We have deem your eating area a tech-free zone. Tech-free zone means that you're not going to bring your phone over there. I need to do that myself because I'll bring my phone, because of my work. But keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Do as you can, as much as you can. Okay. The other is to eat your meals seated. Eat your meal seated, not standing up, but sit down, eat. And if you're anything like me, slow up. I slow down. slow down.
Slow down.
Yeah. So it just simply means, take your time. I've done so much. I've improved so much because I've slowed down my eating. And remember, I did write, or I did make a clip, and I taught on the biting of your tongue and the biting of your lips and all of that. Oh man, I tell you, that came from me having to slow down. Now, I honestly, when I was moving like that, I did not feel like I was moving that fast. But if somebody is helping you, saying, slow down, baby, slow down, you slow down the eating, or, do something like, babe, anything like that. You got your own approach, but send the signal that you slow down and be kind to the person that's helping you, because it's going to, in the long run, you're not going to have all sore and scars and stuff in your mouth.
Right.
Okay. All
and
right.
if you bite your tongue or your lip when you're eating, that's gonna slow you way down. So yeah, it's best to go ahead and take that advice from the person that's telling you before you actually do it.
That's right. Absolutely. Next one, we always talk about this: portion your plate. Now, I'm going to end right here, but portion your plate is really important. And that means instead of having that regular size plate, get a smaller, see that? Get a smaller size plate so that you'll be able to manage the amount of food that you're taking in. Okay. Sometimes it's very hard for you to do that. I know that in my house, we eat in a way that there's fresh foods in the morning or that first hour. There's very early hours happening in the Z zone. And later on, there is the main meal or the middle of the day, and that's heavier eating. And then at night, we eat a smaller amount, sometimes hardly anything, and might be even tea or something something that helps us to relax 3 to 4 hours before getting to bed. And that is on some of the days that we can reduce the amount of time that we put in work. So that's super important. All right. I want to go ahead and put that down. If you have any questions at this time, please just simply leave them in the comments. Excuse me. And then what we're going to do is we'll get around to answering those, or we'll see you on our next show here. So I'm going to make a special video, and I'm going to give you all the days that we might be the upcoming. I may not do that. Nah, don't worry about it. Because if you're going to be there, you're going to be there. And if you're not, you're not. So there it is. Okay. So we'll see you at Mount Tabor Missionary Baptist Church, or give them a call, find out more about the Funkinetics program. And we're starting little by little. So this is a great time to get involved. So you don't come there when don't let 2 more months pile up on you. Come there now, start off, get some blood going to those knees and elbows and the back of your neck and all of those things so that you will start getting the benefits right away. Okay, with that, I just want to say thank you very, very much. Really appreciate you being here. And Kara, anything you want to share?
Just again, thank you to everyone that joined us here today. Again, this was a pre-recording because we are at Mount Tabor for the Funkinetics class. But just
throwing down.
Yes. That's it.
Yes. Okay, everybody. Thank you very much for listening. I'm Dr. Zarif, the nutritionist.
And I am Carolyn Gentle. Thank you all so much for joining us.